What's going on, everybody? It's already Friday. The week just flew by, but that means we're back playing Final Fantasy, and isn't it wonderful? I certainly think so. So we have a couple of things on the agenda today. Actually, I don't want to leave Elfland just yet. I want to talk to everybody to see what they have to say. The Prince is awake, thank you so much. I do believe we've read that. But there should be a little bit of new dialogue now that we've woken up the Prince. So I definitely want to check that out before we leave here. The Prince must wake soon or the Dark Elf will dominate. I guess nobody told him. I wonder if he ever feels like he's the last to know things, because he is. Legend says an airship is buried somewhere. So that's very interesting news. Now, if you're a longtime series fan like I am, you know that the airship is awesome and something we really want. Prince is awake? He sure is. You are so welcome. Astos has been defeated. Peace will now return to Elfland. It sure will. It looks peaceful. So let's pop over here. Yep, we already talked to you. And he's right, except for that silver, the actual silver armor is not very powerful at all. All right. And I wanted to point out that we also talked to somebody in the dwarf cave about something called the floater, and he says he thinks he can float anything. And if there's an airship buried somewhere, maybe those two things have something to do with each other. Spoiler alert, they absolutely do. Alright, that's everybody. Why don't we pop by the castle? Because I keep getting so excited about things, like having the Mystic Key, or like having beaten Garland at level 1, I end up just running out of the castle without talking to everybody. But we do definitely want to do that to kind of know what's going on in the game. This treasure room is locked with the mystical key. No, it's empty because of us. I didn't think he would have anything new to say, but, you know, it's worth checking. The Prince keeps the Mystic Key until the coming of the Light Warriors. He may have already said that to us. Maybe it's only rumor, but I think the cause of all the problems is to be found in the Cave of Marsh. Yeah, we kind of put that together ourselves, and I don't know that I talked to that guy before, but the Prince is awake. You know, we figured it out, so we went to the right place. Yep, we talked to him for sure. I feel fine now, thank you. And thank you, peace will return to Elfland. Okay, well that's great. Now Elfland is fully at peace, the Prince feels absolutely fine. Not even a headache. And that means we're ready to get out of here and head to a place that I've mentioned before, the Peninsula of Power. Willbo leveled up, that's awesome. And our target level right now is going to be level 12. The reason for that is that the spells for sale in the next town are going to be only usable once our mages hit level 12. And honestly, the more levels we get, the better off we're gonna be, but once again, we don't want to be super over-leveled by any means. But we do need to stop back at Provoca for a number of reasons. A, we dropped Willbo's gloves, so we do want to get him another pair of gloves, because it is only one absorb, but since we're here, we may as well pick them up. So let's go ahead and do that. And remember to equip them. And the other thing is that we do need... I mean, we don't need them, but we do want to grab a couple of level 2 spells for Doc because we never picked those up. So why don't we go ahead and do that? And they're really cheap now. So we'll go ahead and get Invis and a Lich. And you know what? We're here anyway. We'll just fill it out. We'll just grab Mute. Mute is not something that we're really going to end up using basically ever. But I feel like the completionist in me just wants to get all the level 2 things. In fact, why don't we finish the spellbook for Willbo as well? I'd hate to have to come back here like another time. So we can go ahead and grab Slow. And we'll get Dark since Temper doesn't work. We are probably never going to cast Dark, but it's only 400 gil, and then I have 3 spells all in those slots, and that just makes me feel good. It lets me sleep at night. And now we're gonna buy basically 1,000,000 heal potions. And the reason we're doing this is because the next town over is not going to have an item shop. So I'm gonna cut to when I'm done doing this because it's going to take a little while. Okay, we're all done there. And why don't we check out our haul? We spent a lot of money, but now we have 60 healing potions, 19 pure potions, a soft, and 5 cabins, and that should be pretty good. Let's get one more pure potion just so I don't feel weirded out that it's not an even number. And we're going to want to grab a couple of soft potions, but we don't need to do that right now. But we will do that before we head to our eventual destination. But now, let's set out for the Peninsula of Power. And if you already forgot, I don't blame you, but what this is, once again, is a little spot where they messed up coding where enemies spawn. Now, these are endgame enemies, but some of them exist in the next area we're going, so they're not that scary. That being said, we are going to go ahead and save first. And we're basically just going to use, like, boss fight strategy. Okay, 3 giants is kind of scary. So why don't we go ahead and throw up a fog spell on me? And then I'm just going to actually... Yeah, let's just do fast on Skittle. We can get a look at how fast works. And how powerful it is. But 3 giants is no joke. Unfortunately, Skittle went before Willbo there, but that's okay. He will certainly drop this one, so we can send everybody at this one. And I think I'll go ahead... I only have one more fast. So why don't we just do a Fire 2 spell? Yikes. Yes, please keep attacking Skittle. That's good. So, Skittle is now doing 4 hits for just millions of damage. And I think I'm going to send everyone at the top one. I'm going to throw a Cure down on Willbo and have him... I don't really want to burn Fire 2 quite yet, so I guess we'll just do a Fire spell. Yep, Skittle's hitting for 160 now. That's awesome. And so that is why Fast is one of the best spells in the game. It just makes your fighter... And you can even, once you have enough spell charges to start throwing those around, you can even throw one up on your Thief. And they just become very good. Very damaging. And check out our reward. 659 experience and 2,600 gil. Awesome. Skittle levels up. That's always good. His HP's up over 300. I am also level 11. And let's go ahead and heal up. It's really unfortunate that heal potions are not in the first slot. They're like going to be what you want 99% of the time you open up this screen. Alright, I think that's good. Can do another couple of fights. And I may end up having to burn the house here. In fact, I almost certainly will. Because I don't really want to, like, trudge here twice. Alright, so this is one of the fights that you want to get if you're kind of save scumming this. So we can throw down a harm 2 because the zombies are in fact undead, and then we can throw down a fire 2. $95 damage, that's not good. Alright, that worked pretty well on the troll. Alright, that's really good that that troll hit Skittle. Can I drop one of these? I cannot. That is not great. Alright, so we'll have Skittle go here, Drupitus fight there. And I'm going to lay down another harm 2 just in case, and another fire 2. I don't have a fire 2. So, ice 2 it is. Not super effective. Oh no. Whew. I thought Willbo was dead for sure. This should drop both the zombies, and then we should be okay. Yep, that was dangerous, but we did it. And 835 experience and over 3,000 gil. This place is awesome. So let's go ahead and use a house. And we're just going to get everybody to full health. And so we have full spell charges. Let's see how far away our levels up are. 3,500, 3,200, 27... and 29. So we probably need 1 or 2 more fights here. Alright, we've seen this one. But I think I'll leave it in anyway because it should go pretty quickly. Yeah, Fire 2 is just incredible for this one. There we go. Actually dropped something? That's excellent. Okay, only 2 left should be pretty good, which means I don't think I need to burn any more of my higher level spell charges. But I'm kind of thinking I'll leave all these fights in because we will see some more powerful formations. And the rewards for them are just so incredible as compared to everything you've seen so far. And we do want about 16,000 gil before we head to the next town. Whoops. Here we go. Because level 5 magic is going to cost 8,000 apiece. Alright, this is an easy one. I'm realizing now the reason I had so few charges was because I forgot to stay at the inn once we got to town. And I had burned a couple of lit 2s on the sea on the way here. As you are wont to do. But yeah, zombies are no problem. And I know I've mentioned it about 100 times by now, but that's the fight you're looking for if you're trying to do this, like, super early. you sort of have good tools to deal with a powerful group of undead as compared to anything else. Alright, couple giants. Let's actually send everybody at 1. And we'll just lay down an ice 2. Actually, let's just do it fast. If I can get it down before Skittle goes, I'll be in good shape. Nope. That's one of the reasons that I do like a lot of the buffs in this game. A couple of them are pretty good. But the attack buffs, like, if they go first, you just kind of, like, waste both turns, in a way. Obviously, your fighter's turn is always going to be pretty good. But it feels bad where your fighter already went, and then you burn this spell charge, and nothing good comes of it until the next turn. But believe me, fast is worth it. And it leads you to wonder, like, how many hits can you possibly get in one attack? And the answer is as many as your hit percent will allow, versus, of course, the enemy's evade percent. Ooh, frost wolves. Okay. I may actually want to throw up an ice here. Let's do it. And fire 2 for obvious reasons. Oh, no. I hope another one doesn't get this off. Okay, that's not a frost. That's good. Get our ice down. And yeah, we can see how it works. Now it's only dealing 20. But that could have dropped the whole party if enough of them had done that. Fire 2 should clean this up pretty nicely, though. But you can see, like, if all 4 of them were to cast Frost, that probably would have just killed all of us. And the reward for that one is so much worse. I'm just gonna use a cabin, I think. Let's make sure we don't lose our progress so far. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I think we've got one more in us. And then we will... Oh, yeah. One more will level up both my spellcasters. And then we'll be ready to head out of here. Oh, no, it's them again. Alright, don't cast too many frosts. Cool. Boy, my crit doesn't even kill him. But Willbo probably will. Yep, here we go. Awesome. That was way less scary. And we've collected enough money and experience where I don't really want to push my luck too much further. So by the time we get to our next destination, we will have leveled up both spellcasters. And we'll be ready to purchase some level 5 magic. We'll have enough money for that. You know what? I'm going to leave this in because I don't know if I've done werewolf. I don't think I have. They're nothing special at this point, but I do want to show every enemy, at least every new one that I encounter. And this will be relatively quick. There was the werewolf, and there he goes. This poor gray imp is thinking, there are so many people coming after me, I'm doomed. It occurs to me that the GR may not stand for gray. For example, the GR ogre, I call a gray ogre, but he's green. Now, it might stand for green, but I think more likely it might mean greater. I don't actually know. I've always said gray because the first ones you encounter are the imps and then wolves, and they're both kind of a dark blue, which looks sort of gray to me. So what we're doing right now, after that little aside, is just buying a few more healing potions. Because, once again, there's no item shop there, so there's no reason not to just stock up as much as you possibly can. Because if you end up out of healing potions, then you've got to sail all the way back to a town that sells them, and it's kind of the worst. And I really don't want to do that. I want to just kind of keep going forward, especially after we got turned back from the marsh cave a few times. I was fairly unhappy with that, but I don't know that there was anything that I could have particularly done differently. I think that's pretty normal. But either way, I'm not gonna sail back into the Aldi Sea to buy healing potions. I refuse. Alright, and let's check our item count before I head out of here. 62 heal potions, 20 pure potions, 4 cabins. That should be more than sufficient. And we'll talk about the next place we're going just as soon as we get there. But the main thing to know is that there is no clinic and no item shop, which is about as inconvenient as it sounds. And what we're going to do is head through the canal that the Dwarves opened up for us. Whoops. You can sail underneath that bridge, but there's no real reason to. And then our next town is going to be straight east. So there's the new canal for us. There's going to be a few islands here. Alright, there's dock level 12. That's awesome. And Willbo shouldn't be far behind, but we're already here. So I guess before I go in, let's point out, you see how the area around is all marshy? And when we come into Melmond, it is just lined with graves. There's sand everywhere. What's happening here is that the earth is rotting beneath the town, ruining the town. So let's ask everybody what's going on here. Warriors, revive the power of the orbs? I would love to. This town was invaded by the vampire. The clinic was destroyed, and the town was cursed. Apparently, he got the item shop, too. Let's see what you have to say. I'm a farmer. I don't know why, but I hear that in, like, a Ralph Wiggum voice. Alright, people asking us to revive the power of the orbs, as usual. It's all anyone ever seems to want to say to us. The Titan who lives in the tunnels eats gems. He loves rubies. So apparently rubies of all the gems taste the best. According to the Titan, that is. So the vampire of the Earth Cave is stealing the power of the Earth. We need your help. So it seems like the vampire is responsible for all this. Let's see what the sage has to say. The Earth Cave is on the peninsula southwest of this town. Okay. So it sounds to me like we've got to head to that peninsula southwest of here and kill this vampire. Everybody knows me. What? You've never heard of Dr. Un? I don't know if it's Un or Unne. The Japanese pronunciation would be Unne. I'm going to say Dr. Un, though, because I like it more. Alright, have we already talked to you? If the orb of Earth begins to shine again, the Earth shall revive. I see. So we're going to fix all these problems that these towns have with all the elements. This one is having a problem with the element of Earth, obviously. The Earth is rotting. So let's see what the sage has to say. Pass through the Titan's Tunnel, then south to find Sarda the Sage. Okay, no real context there. And this is Jim. My home is the Dwarf Village, but I'm here investigating. Apparently they have a detective living at the Dwarf Cave. They say the ancient people used a stone to make their ship float. So that must be the floater. So apparently the floater is the stone, and it can make a ship float, namely that airship that's buried somewhere. It's Ralph Wiggum again. And how about you? In the northern world, there was once a prosperous civilization, but now it is in ruins. I wonder if that's anything like the situation here, but a different element. All right, I believe we've talked to everybody. I don't remember if we've talked to this woman, so why don't we double check? Sarda does not fear the evils of the cave. So Sarda the Sage, who I get to by bypassing the Titan who eats rubies, does not fear the evils of the cave. That's very interesting. Okay, and the lady wants us to revive the power of the orbs. All right. And now, why don't we check out the magic shop? Okay, so we have some absolutely insanely fantastic spells here. We've got Cure 3, that's going to be like Cure and Cure 2, but more 3E. Life is going to be one of the best spells in the game other than Fast, in that this is the only way you can revive someone from KO outside of town. And this is the perfect place to sell it because there's no clinic here. So let's go ahead and grab that right now. And then Harm 3 is going to be, you know, another level up of Harm. So it's great, but this level is so stacked, it's a little hard to buy it. And then really quickly, I want to just talk about Heal 2. Heal 2 heals double what it's supposed to when you use it in combat. So it's actually amazing, unlike Heal and Cure. Well, so Cure is still amazing, but the point is that Heal level 1 is not great, it's fine, but Heal level 2 is insane in combat. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's check out the black magic. So we've got Fire 3, Bane, Warp, and Slow 2. Slow 2 is going to work a lot like Slow, but it is more accurate, and it's going to eliminate multi-attacks from enemies. I don't find it to be particularly useful, but that is what it does. Fire 3 is about as good as it sounds. It's an upgraded Fire 2 spell, so it deals damage to the entire enemy formation and is incredible. Let's go ahead and buy it right away. Bane is going to be Poison Elemental KO. It's not super useful, but it does affect all enemies, so any enemies that are weak to poison, of which there are not many, will fall to Bane. There is one in particular that is probably, in my opinion, the main reason this spell even exists, but we'll talk about that when it comes up. And then Warp is going to teleport you to the previous floor of the dungeon, the same way it works in other Final Fantasy games that you may have played from around this era, and even through the Super Nintendo era. It's not super useful, but it is useful in the final dungeon, which has no exit outside of magic. If your white mage gets killed and he can't cast exit, which teleports you completely out of the dungeon, Warp can still get you out of there. So that's pretty fantastic. But now we've got a life spell and a Fire 3 spell. Let's hit the inn. And now, based upon the dialogue of the townspeople, it's not super clear where you're supposed to go first. Am I supposed to go to the Peninsula? Or am I supposed to go to the Titan's Tunnel? You are definitely supposed to go to the Peninsula first. But what we're going to do is go ahead and visit the Titan's Tunnel. And Willbo hits level 12. Fantastic. He can actually use Fire 3 now. But we're going to hit this because the dialogue sort of makes it seem like Sarda is somebody that you'd like to talk to before heading into the cave. That ends up not being true, but let's check out this area. So there's the Titan. And his sprite, to me, looks just like the giant enemy in Final Fantasy IV. Maybe I'll throw up a little picture of that. But let's see what he has to say. No one passes this road, least of all us. Well, I guess we'll turn back. We are obviously going to need a ruby to give him, because he loves them so much. Alright, and I am now level 12, which is always good. And down here on this sort of triangle-shaped peninsula, we're going to find the Earth Cave. And now we are apparently in the vampire hunting business. But I feel like we're at just about time for the episode, and I do want to show off all the trap chests in here. We're going to end up fighting some pretty cool enemies that way. So I'm going to say thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next Final Fantasy Friday.